Welcome back to the Rundown. Now, it's religion here in college football. National Signing Day is the day that can rekindle fan bases' faith for the respective programs. And for many seasons, it was a day for LSU fans to celebrate a top-ranked recruiting class and get excited for the season ahead. But this season, LSU finished with its lowest-ranked class since 2002, prompting a new column from our Chris Caldarera of the Daily Reveille, in which Caldarera says that LSU is missing out on key recruits at skill positions and could potentially lead to a vicious cycle for the program. Now, in studio today to discuss his column is the author of the piece, Chris Caldarera. Chris, welcome to the show, man.
How you doing, Reggie? Thanks for having me.
Now, Chris, talk a little bit about the piece. You talk about LSU's recruiting class. What happened, man? What happened?
Right. So, National Signing Day is usually seen as a highly anticipated holiday in the college football world. But this year's signing day in particular did little to curtail any skepticism from the LSU faithful. LSU whiffed on defensive backs Mario Goodrich and Patrick Surtain Jr., and also whiffed on quarterback James Foster, who's going to A&M. So that leaves a lot of question marks still on the table for this team moving into spring training.
And those are obviously two big positions. And we talk about DBU all the time here at LSU. Those two losses on the cornerback side, those are big for us, huh?
Right. So, this school touts the letters DBU. You would think the school trademarks it. It's not a good look at all for LSU to be missing out on blue chip defensive backs, especially considering the rich NFL history that LSU has in the secondary. And Coach Orgeron is seen as this master recruiter. It's not a good look at all for the Tigers. Definitely looking back, hindsight 2020, Coach Orgeron probably should have gone after Mario Goodrich a little earlier in the process because, he's a must-get. Mario Goodrich is in a must-get position, and we missed out on him.
Absolutely. Now, talk a little bit. There has to be some sort of upside. Obviously, it's a very low recruiting class. Give LSU fans something to be excited about, something, anything.
Right. So there is a lot of upside, actually. This is a particularly decent class. It's ranked 15th by 247 Sports. The LSU did really well in recruiting the trenches. So we have guys like Cole Smith and Damian Lewis who passed the eye test. A lot of fans see them vying for starting positions come August. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Jarrell Cherry. He reminds a lot of fans of Barkevius Mingo. So there's some excitement there building in the trenches, and that's certainly a spot that LSU needed to do better in, and they did. But missing out on defensive backs and quarterbacks, that sours the class a little bit, to be honest with you.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you so much for coming on the show. You can read all of Chris's stuff at the Daily Reveille on LSUnow.com. Thank you so much for coming on the show as well. We have more of the Rundown right after the break.